Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Wendy and thank you for stopping by. So today what I am going to show you are the 3 blouses that I have made in the month of January. I have restarted up my dressmaking hobby, which I used to do in the 80s. So I have made 3 blouses and I'm going to show you what I have made and what I think of them and how I got on with the pattern. So the first one I'm going to show you is this Burda 6313, and this here is such a Wendy blouse. It's just not true. That's just so typical me. Now the only thing I can say about this pattern is that it didn't actually go up to my size. I was really struggling a bit with working out the sizes because the actual sizes that they've got on the back really, the US sizes didn't correlate with UK sizes. UR sizes are different if you're in Italy or Germany, even though it's still part of Europe, so I really didn't know. So I went onto a Facebook group, a Burda Facebook group, and asked the question, how do I work out my size? And everybody says just measure yourself, go by your measurements regardless of what the actual dress size is. Go by your measurements and go for that. So this is called, I think they call it a miss. Anyway, I was too fat for it, so I had to enlarge the pattern by a couple of sizes to make it fit my bust. And I don't have a big bust, but I must just have a fat back. So yes, so I made it a bit bigger, and this is what I've made. I'm really pleased the way it's turned out, bearing in mind it's the first thing I've made for 40 odd years, no, 35 years maybe. So it has this yoke here, and it's a double yoke, so it looks the same on the inside. It has slight gathering at the front. It does up with a button at the back, but in reality I can get this over my head without having the button there. So next time I make this, I won't bother with doing this slash detail. I'll just sew it right up to there. It has these big bishop sleeves, they call them, bell sleeves, with a bit of elastic on the bottom, which makes it really easy. And this material I got from eBay. It was 3 meters, and I think it was something like, it was either $13.99 or $14.99 for 3 meters, and it's viscose. So I watched it, and the buyer gave me an offer and like took £1 off or something. So I thought, right, it's meant to be, I'll have that material. And so I bought 3 meters, and I've got, I don't know, about just under 1 meter left, so I can use that for doing some sort of project. So that's my first one. That was my first blouse, so I was quite pleased with that. It is a bit tight across the back, even though I did measure my fat back, and maybe I didn't size it up correctly. But I would like to make this pattern again because it's just such my shape, and it is actually quite voluminous here. I've taken it in by, oh God, probably 6 inches, 3 inches either side, because it was really billowy. It was like really, I looked like a smock. It was more of a smock than a blouse. So that's that one. The next one is this McCall's pattern. So this is McCall's M7324. So with this, so this is the one that I used here. Now, as you can see, the fabric resembles the one from before. The other one, it is from the same, no, it wasn't from the same seller on eBay actually, but this is in green and the other one is black. And so it was 2 different sellers, but they both gave me the same discount and they both arrived in the same package. So there you go. So with this one, this actually has like a grandad collar, and it has these this V section here. So this was the first time I did that. I wouldn't look too close there, it's not great. I had to put interfacing on the neck and this band, and I don't know if that's made it a bit too heavy, because it sort of like flops about. So I don't know if I'll use interfacing again. I've put elastic in the sleeves. It was actually meant to have had a vent there and a cuff on the bottom, but I couldn't be bothered with that. It was like, no way, I just want to make it. So I think I recut the sleeves because they were too short, because it was meant to accommodate a cuff. So I recut the sleeves and made them a bit longer, and yeah, I bought 3 meters of it, so I had plenty. And round the back it's got this slight gathering here. I have got another blouse by a different manufacturer, and it's got one of the, I found this a little bit tricky because you have to fold it over, and it was a bit of a faff. But I have got another pattern that has this sort of thing, and I'm wondering if maybe a different manufacturer's instructions might be clearer or better, or I don't know. So anyway, that was number 2. And then finally we have New Look 6414, and this was dead easy to make, really easy to make. Whether it's because it was the 3rd one that I did and I was getting more into the flow of sewing again, I made sure I was really accurate with all the markings and the notches and stuff like that. So this is that one. So this fabric came from Pound Meter, and it was £2.50 a metre, so I bought 3 metres, which is £7.50, and I've got loads left, loads. At least a metre, a good metre left. So this one has, it's got a little vent at the back, and I've just put a popper there. The pattern did call for it to have like a tie and a button. No, I used the popper version. And again, I can slip this over my head, so I probably next time I won't bother about doing this. I'll just completely seal it up. Then the binding around the neck then goes to this V peephole here. Now, when I did it, this was about twice as big, that gap there, and it sort of like pulled it open, and I didn't really like it, so I just hand stitched it over a couple of times just to make the keyhole a bit smaller. And again, I'll note that for next time. This is a viscose material, and it just drapes and flows really lovely, and I'll definitely make one of these again. It was so easy. Again, the sleeves, I've just put an elasticated sleeve. It did call for a tiny sort of like binding like this on the bottom, and I thought, I can't be bothered, what's the point? It's going to have the same effect, and I've just made extra work for myself, so I like a bit of an elastic cuff. So yeah, so that's that one. So there we go. That there is my 3 makes that I made in January. Used 3 different patterns, 3 different Burda, McCall's, New Look product. What do you call them? Companies. So I wanted to try different ones to see how they worked and everything. I must say, I mean, I have sewn things before, and I found reading the instructions a little bit tricky. So for a beginner to do it, like if I don't think I would really get the gist of it very easily, is all I'm saying. You know, these patterns are sort of like £10 a pop, sometimes more. I think the instructions could be a bit more step by step, very basic step by step. But there you go, maybe that's just me, but obviously I am finding it easier as I'm going along, and just building my confidence up as well, using the machine and not worrying if something goes wrong. You just redo it, you know, the panic sometimes sets in. So there you go, they are my 3 makes for January 2023. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed my makes. Take care. See you soon. Bye.